Libras, hello, hello, my loves. Welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. Y'all, I woke up this morning with a nasty sinus infection, and so my face is kind of swollen and piffy. Sorry. Libras, you guys got the seed and the tear, the forest and the queen, and the kiss. Libras, this has such a sweet energy to it. The tear, yes, sadness, but like from the sadness, I feel like you're just kind of like washing over, like cleansing this energy out of yourself. So there was a read, I think it was a Cappy read, but it resonates with you guys here and now. And like in that read, there was a story about taking this seed on a journey, right? And the seed, like you got to get the seed to the place, you got to get the seed to the place. But I think that you realize somehow that the seed is like it's dead. Like like maybe it's a dud, like, and you're so upset because you've gone through all of this whole journey to like get this seed to where it needed to be, and you didn't get it there, and you mourn this experience. I think that when you mourn this experience, you water this seed, and the seed comes back to life because it got the water that it needed, and it sprouts. And I feel like somebody says, I know exactly where you need to go to plant your seed now that it's sprouted. And I feel like the direction that you go in this forest, where you're like, well, I've never been there, but I know that I have to plant the seed, let it sprout. I don't want it to die again. I don't want to have to go through that again. Libras. Okay. It feels heavy. Like, also, I can't breathe all of a sudden. Not from you guys, just, oh, I'm telling you, there's so much pressure behind my eye. The Ten of Wands. I love that. That's the only card that came out though, so let's do more. But I feel like when you go into this new direction, you find that you have like a whole new community. I just feel like you never would have really envisioned the community, and yet it seems somehow like perfectly environmented for this seed. Leaps. We have the Eight of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, the Five of Swords, and Judgment. Yikes. Well, I'm going to associate this with the tear. Like, what was the loss? Where was the sadness? I feel like it came from a lot of fighting, a lot of manipulating, a lot of having to cut people out, a lot of having to pass judgment. I almost feel like for some of y'all, there's just this idea of like a seed was a casual, like the seed's death was a casualty. Like you were so caught up in all of these battles, and you were so, like Libras, you love to be in a position of making decisions, even though you don't actually make the decision most of the time. You know what I mean? But there's somehow this sense of doing it. And no, I'm not like criticizing you. I'm just acknowledging that it's something that you do, like we all have things that we do, where it's like, we kind of wish we didn't do that, but like we do it, you know, like it is what it is. It's not about shame. It's just an acknowledgement. But I feel like there hasn't been great judgment, you know, and that's kind of why I think you feared this death. Libras, I love y'all. I hope you're doing well. I'm sorry I'm gross, but like, whatever. I'm here. Leaves. Oh, fun. Look at all those new beginnings and the healing associated with them. That comes from a choice to part ways with, I think, whatever it was that was causing all of this conflict, that I think brought you out of the position of a good judge and into the position of somebody who just liked to play all sides of the fence in the name of diplomacy. But I feel like somehow, I don't know, because I just think about like when you go away and you mourn this seed and it's watered, it's nourished, it has what it needs. I feel like this reinvigoration to cut out anything that was distracting you. You know, for some of you, I mean, like, if you've been having, you know, like issues in your marriage or issues with your friends, and there have been, you know, there's just been this idea of, well, you know, like the company you keep keeps you, and I don't know what else to say, you know. And you being like, that's not true, you know, like these people, you know, they da 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 da, and I think other people looking at you like, well, it just seems like an excuse for you to not have to do anything more than that. I don't know. That could be very specific. Take what resonates and leave the rest. But however the seed is nourished, I think that when it receives the nourishment it needs, it sprouts. And when it sprouts, that's when you have somebody give you a sense of direction. And I think you go in that direction and you find that there are, you know, like new beginnings to step into. I mean, I really like the star in this deck because he's coming out, he's coming into his stardom, you know? And I feel like there's this idea, Gems, of really, I think, coming into yourself. And did I say gems? Leaves. Oh my God, y'all, I do not know. Maybe some of y'all have Gemini in your charts and it's just coming through. And I think one of my leads is married to a gem. But sorry, I apologize. Libras, I think you have a new beginning. I think you have, you know, like a whole new community. And what was it like? It was a community where you would never really, like, if you were putting it together, that is not how you would have put it together. And yet somehow it seems so perfectly put together. I don't know. It's like the perfect location for this sprout to grow into whatever this new start is seeking. I feel like it's a jump start almost. Libras. Nine of Pentacles and Knave of Wands. Yeah, I mean, I do. I think that you're going in a direction that's going to be very beneficial to you in terms of community, in terms of success. I think that you're going to find that it's very healing to some of the, like the struggles that you haven't wanted to have to face. And I think part of that was because you were dealing with somebody who wasn't willing to face their struggles. And if they're not willing to face their struggles, then why should I have to face mine? And instead of facing mine, I'm going to complain about them not facing theirs. And you know what I mean? It's just kind of like, we hear it, we get it, but like also there comes a point in time where you have to deal with your own shit, right? And when you're busy meddling in other people's, not that you're meddlesome, I'm not trying to insult you. I'm just saying, like, I feel like this is the energy that has been brought against you. This is not me expressing it towards you or at you. I feel like whoever you're dealing with feels like, like some type of way about it. But if there was an argument, I feel like the mourning process involves looking at yourself instead of looking at that other person. And I kind of feel like wishing you would have done that in the first place. But I think you're gonna take that sprout and you're gonna turn it into something beautiful. Leaps, I think it's gonna be great. I don't know where you're at in this energy, but hang in there, You're doing the damn things. Sorry, you guys. The mystic. Well, the mystic is that idea of a psychic inner knowing, but listen, I'm going to tell you, when you cut out all of the things that throw you out of alignment and distract you from actually dealing with the things that need to be dealt with, because it's easier to deal with other people's issues than it is to deal with our own. That is not a judgment statement. That is just a fact of life. And Libras, you know that as the diplomat of everyone. And I feel like you know what needs to be cut out. I think you've always known what needed to go. You just weren't willing to let it go because you didn't feel like that person was willing to let something go. And it feels like a tit for tat battle. For some of my Libras, it could be that you are, like parting with your partners and going in another direction and finding that you are, like connecting with someone who heals, parts of you that had been hurt along the way. For others of you, it could be that you're healing a relationship, like you had to make a decision, like, is it this relationship or all of this pettiness? And I feel like some of you are saying, like, I'm going to get rid of the pettiness. I'm keeping my relationship. Thank you. And I'm here for it either way, Leaps, like you're all going to have your own journeys and, I am here to support you to the best of my abilities. All right, Libras. Well, I mean, it's a good read either way. And if it did resonate with you, please do give me a like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for spending some time with me and sharing your energy with me. And I will see y'all again soon. Bye.